Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to cover different types of Linux commands. We will cover structures of commands and how we can use different arguments with the commands, and we will do some experiments in the Linux by using ls command. So that's what we have goal in today's class. If you want to use and test these commands, you have different options available. Like if you are already MacBook users, then you don't need to have any installation, and you can open the terminal of in MacBook and you can run these commands because in MacBook you already have built-in Unix terminal. While if you are Windows users, you have two options. One option is you can use online terminal. Just like I will show you an example that you can go to your browser and you can just search online in Linux terminal, and you will find out the terminal and you can test those commands over there. Or you can install a virtual machine on Linux, and you can install virtual machine on your Windows machine, and you can run your commands over there. You can install Ubuntu, you can install Red Hat or basic Linux, and you can test your commands. While there is another option, you can go to any cloud server provider like Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, or Microsoft Azure, and over there you can create free Linux server which will be free for around 1 year with the very basic specifications, and you can do all the experiments over there. So quickly I will show you that how you can open online terminal in browser and you can use it. Just go to your browser, just write down online Linux terminal, and whatever the first option will appear, just go and open, and you can use the commands over there. Click over here, run terminal now. There are so many terminals available online. Those are Linux based or Unix based, and you can use one of those in order to do the experiments or testing these commands. Okay, I will just, it will take around 1 minute to do the setup, and then you will be able to run the command. So I'm just waiting for the setup. So over here, when you click on this one, welcome to Calc Cotam, over here you will find out the terminal, and you can use just like same Linux environment online, and you can at least test the basic commands over there. So let's come back to the slides. First I will cover the structure of the commands. We used to have different commands already available in our system, built-in commands, and we can use those commands without passing any argument. And if we will not pass any argument along with the file, along with the command, then the command will run with the default configuration. While if you want to have some specific output of the command in a specific way, then you have to pass the arguments, and it will act accordingly. So for example, I will during this today's session I will cover the ls command, which is being used to list out the files, and that is built-in command available almost every Unix and Linux based operating system. And along with ls command, I will show you how you can pass different arguments in order to get different outputs. Okay, normally command file names need no specific extensions. What does it mean? Like, actually when we call any command, that is a specific written code that is part of the operating system, and that is saved in a file, and the command name actually represent the file name, and that file name used to have some extension also. But whenever you have to run the system commands or even the other commands, user defined commands, you don't need to give the extension of the command. For example, might be you have a Java file abc.java. Whenever you want to use this as a command, you will just say abc, that's it. You don't need to mention the the extension, because system will learn the extension by its own. Another thing is a command's behavior is determined by its arguments and options. Along with the command, we can pass the arguments, as well as we can have some options also. We can run by default with simple command. It will have default settings and it will work based on the default configurations or settings. But along with the argument, we can have special behavior. For example, if we will use ls command without any argument, it will show you or list out all the files and directories over the terminal without showing the hidden files. So I can show you an example. I will use my Amazon server. I created a Linux machine on Amazon, and I will use that machine for the experiments. Okay, so I think I can change the size of the font so it will be visible better in a better way. Okay, so I will test the commands over here by using the Amazon Linux server I created over the Amazon Web Services. And let's see, by default I will show you how ls command will work and act when we will have basic ls command, or I will pass out some arguments. So let's test it. I will use Amazon. I created a Linux server over the Amazon cloud, and I will test my commands over there. So just I will use ls, and when I will use the ls, you can see over here it is showing some files, some folders. For example, abc, glatif, ls, these are folders, while there are there is a zip file and an executable file. This is the default behavior of the ls command, but it doesn't include the hidden files. If I want to see the hidden files also at the current location, when you logged in to your Linux machine, it will or in your MacBook, it will, when you will open the terminal, it will take you to your home directory of the currently logged in user. So right now in my currently logged in user, I have these folders and directories and files. Now I want to show hidden files also. So for hidden files, I have to pass the argument that is known as a. How we have to write down the arguments along with the command? We have to say, write down the command name, then white space, and then dash or minus sign, and then the argument letter or the keyword. Okay, so for displaying the hidden files, the argument is a. So I will use ls space minus a, and you can see now the output is different. The behavior has been changed, and it started to show some files and folders with those are having names with starting dot. So in Linux, the files the files starting with dot, they are hidden files and folders. So over here, like .bash history, .bash logout, .bash rc, these are the hidden folders and files. So now another argument is, like, if I want to see the file names along with their details like their permissions, their like size, their last modified date, and the file name itself. If I want to see the list of the files and folders like this, then I have to pass another argument, that is ls space minus l. L argument is being used to display the file information also. So let's see, ls space minus l. So you can see over here, now it is showing file names on the right side, then the last modified date and time, and then the permissions, which user is having admin permissions for these files, and next it is showing about the permissions, DRWX. At the very start, it is the permissions of the what type of permissions or security settings we have for these files. Now let's suppose right now I run the command ls space minus l and it is not showing the hidden files. So if I need to run the hidden file, if I need to show the hidden files also, then the command will be ls space minus l minus a. That is ls space minus l minus a. You can see now it is started to show the hidden files also. Now the question is, if I am right now I am seeing hidden files along with the file details, which argument I need to pass first? Does the order matters? No, the order doesn't matter. You can write down any argument first, like I can write down ls space minus a minus l, or I can write down ls space minus a minus l minus a. The output will be same. As you can see, minus a minus l, the output is same. Okay. Another question can be, is there another alternative way to write down multiple arguments? Yes, you can merge or combine the arguments also, and you can write them together with single minus sign. So I can write down the same command like ls minus a minus al together. So you can see the output is exactly same. In the same way, I can change the order of this to ls space minus la. It will be having exactly the same output. So this is the way how we can pass the arguments along with the commands, and we did some testing by using the ls command. Now right now we are at the default directory. I can show you, if you want to see where you are right now in the terminal, you can write down the command pwd and you can see your current directory path. I am right now in home/ec2 user, and I have the folders abc, glatif, ls at this path. Now if I want to see the list of the files and directories at some other folder, some other location, for example, I want to see what are the list of files and folders inside glatif. So for that you have two options. You can, if you are the new folder that you want to check is relative to your current location, you can just write down the path of that folder and then you can check it. Like for example, I want to see the what are the files and folders inside glatif folder that is just inside my current location. So you can use ls space glatif, and you can see I have these files in my glatif folder that is relevant inside my this location. Okay. Next, for example, if my folder is not inside current directory, then what is the possible option? We have to use absolute path, full path we need to use in order to get the list of the files and folder at that particular location. So let's suppose I want to see in another location, I have another folder named opt at the root path. So I will use ls space opt and I will enter, and you can see I have these three folders at my location, root location. Inside the root location I have a folder opt, and I want to check the list of files and folders at that location, and I found these folders over there. So this is the way how you can list out the files and folders from relative to my current location, from some entirely different location, or from my current location in a different ways by using different arguments. So over here I used minus l, minus r, minus a. There is another argument like minus t that is actually being used to display the list of files and folder in a sorted order based on the modified time, like ls space minus t. So you can see, if I will just use the ls command, you can see over here the output of ls command is this: abc, glatif, this, and so on. But when I use ls minus t, you can see the display of the files and folders has been changed. The order has been changed. ABC, ls, glatif.zip, and then other folders and files. So you can display the files and list of the files and folders in a sorted order also by passing another arguments. With ls, we have so many arguments depending upon your requirement and the way you want to use. You can use those arguments, and if you want to get more details about the ls command, then you can check the manual or the help file of that of ls command. And how you can check the help or the manual of any command? You have to use the another command that is known as man, man, in small letters, space, the command name that for which you want to see the manual. So ls space man space ls. You can see this is the manual of this ls command, and these all are arguments that can be used with the ls command to have a specific output or change the behavior of ls command output. So these are -d, like directory, list of the directories, -f, minus capital F. And one more thing that you need to keep it in mind, that when you are going to write down any commands in Linux, you need to write the Linux commands are case sensitive. You cannot write down ls command with capital L or capital S. You will get an error. That's it for today's session. If you like my video, please click like button and subscribe my channel. And if you want to receive notifications for upcoming videos, please click on the bell icon. Thank you.